Hot Radio Maine all day long.
It's be all here on Hot Radio Maine. Currently in studio with Detroit's own Jay Jullio. How we feeling today, my guy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not bad. So it's your first time up in Maine.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. It's super cold.
Yo, you Michigan though. You should be used to that.
Y'all got it.
Hey, you ain't even seen the worst of it yet. This time of year, this is nothing. We ain't even seen no snow yet. We haven't seen 0-degree temperatures yet. It gets bad up here. You don't want to be. You don't want to see that. I promise you. So I have a personal motto. It's how could you be mad today? Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, what's something that you're feeling good about in your life right now?
I feel like everything that I ever wanted is coming more and more to reality.
Yeah.
The further I, keep going. So I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going every day.
Exactly. How could you not be happy about that? I mean, sure. Day by day, making those dreams come true, right? Yeah. Pursuing it, having fun with it. In this world, in this music world, I mean, there are so many opportunities to have fun with it and make your way. So it seems like you've been having a good come up, especially over the past few years. Yeah. I know you're from Detroit. I'm curious, coming from Detroit, what is your favorite thing about where you're from and your least favorite thing about where you're from?
Okay, so my favorite thing about Detroit is the food.
Yeah.
Two favorite things.
Okay.
Second, the females.
All right.
Nothing like a Detroit woman.
All right.
The thing I hate the most about my city is the police.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's everybody in this city. I don't really, Yeah,
that's right. Hey, say no more. Yeah. Mic drop. We get that. So you say nothing. There's nothing like a Detroit woman. No, what makes a Detroit woman?
The attitude, man. The bravery. I don't know. It's like that power. I don't know. It just comes so empowered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it ain't. You don't really find it nowhere.
They meet you at a certain level.
Man, they just meet you like it's kind of, you got to be a certain type of dude to handle one of them.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
Gotta be careful with these Detroit women out here. I've never been out there. So I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know about the food scene. You said they got good food.
Oh yeah.
What's like something that's predominant out there?
So I mean, of course we're known for our Coney Islands. It's like the little corner restaurants that we have or whatever. Then you got stuff like Sweetwater, which is like the #1 chicken spot in the city. That's it's very popular. You got stuff like Fish Bones and Motor City Soul Food. Like we probably got some of the best soul food in the world, if you ask me. I've been all around the world and I ate a lot of places, but never had no soul food like that.
All right, when I go on my soul food tour, I'm putting Detroit top of the list. Then I gotta go check it out. See, here in Maine, we're known for mostly lobster. It's #1, no question. We're known for beer. And we're known for weed. Those are like the three things that are like.
That's what I just asked earlier. Like, is weed a big thing here? I could have swore that Maine was one of them states that was like that. Yeah,
it's one of the OGs that kind of like helped usher that era in. Yeah. People up here, they love it. There's, dispensaries everywhere. Everybody's out here. It's just, it's everywhere.
I don't even smoke weed, man. I might have to try something out.
Nah. Be careful with some of these dispensary weeds, though. They be strong. So coming from Detroit, obviously it has a very profound sound. Like people know the Detroit sound. I'm curious for you, how did it influence your sound?
Honestly, me growing up, I used to always try to not do Detroit music.
Yeah.
Because it was something that was just so common, and I always used to I was always back and forth from down south too. Mm-hmm. I have family down there. So the down south sound always kind of stuck out to me more, more to my liking than the Detroit sound. I'm just now actually getting to like the Detroit sound.
Yeah.
And I always supported it though. Like, don't get me wrong, that's where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me, it made me. I wouldn't say made it, but it was forcing my situation to try different sounds.
Yeah.
And to keep that kind of the Detroit swag
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's how that kind of formed my music a little bit.
Yeah, didn't want to really be put in that box.
Yeah, not put in the box, but it's crazy how much that I like it today because I used to be so against it growing up.
Really?
Never liked it, and then now it's I get in the car and cut on Detroit music every time. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, absolutely. You said you got family ties down south.
Yeah.
Where in the south?
New Orleans, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Georgia, Florida, really all in that.
Yeah.
That whole little area. But yeah, growing up, I was mainly in like the Tennessee area, though.
Yeah.
Type of thing, out there in Memphis and all that kind of stuff. So that played a real big part on my sound.
Yeah, I mean, the South has probably not gotten as much of its due for like its influence on hip hop. I mean, obviously Atlanta has like a stranglehold has had it at certain points in time too, but I feel like it's been very influential for artists from all over.
Atlanta had that almost 10-year run.
Like,
just straight every artist pulling up each other. They really ran that whole little era, like I say the 2010s.
Yeah.
They ran that whole little area.
I mean, you look at some of the artists that were the biggest artists of the 2010s. You got like Future, Lil Baby, still going strong today now, of course. But yeah, I feel like Atlanta and the South in general definitely has had quite a bit of an influence. And also with that, Florida, and that's where you're kind of located now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Out there in the Orlando area.
When did you move down there?
About 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. What brought you down there?
Really just a more comfortable, peaceful setting.
Yeah.
It just got me away. Like, it was easy for me to focus on the stuff that was important than, what I was actually involved in growing up. Like, it was a distraction, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to think so hard on providing for everybody because I wasn't so close to them. I couldn't just handle every situation because I was right there, you know what I'm saying? So it was better in multiple situations. So it wasn't a question as far as when I went down there and made the choice to move, like whether if it was the right thing or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like let you like focus on what was truly important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, if you're not, if you don't have the people in your back pocket at all times, they can't really like, be a distraction like that. Yeah. Yeah. So, you said Detroit had its distractions and whatnot. Now you're in Florida, continuing making the music. When did you really kind of have a moment where you were like, oh, this rapping thing, like, could be it for me? Like, I could really make something myself with this.
When I started seeing all of my friends and my homies and them surpass me, like people who was rapping after me.
Yeah.
Going full-fledged, getting record deals and performing in front of these big old crowds. And then I was blessed enough to go on a Dazed and Blaze tour with Wiz and stuff. And seeing him, feed the crowd like that and just get that type of love, that was really like showing me, all right, it's possible, it's real.
Yeah.
And it made me want to just go full-fledged. But even then, I wasn't going full-fledged because it's kind of hard to transition. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to build yourself up to be that kind of person. It don't just happen overnight. And that was also something that I wasn't understanding for a long time because I was expecting the outcome of kept doing the same thing, which is kind of, the definition of insanity.
Yep.
So I had to learn, like, growing up, like, all right, it's more to it. It's not just what I see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like a lot of people don't realize, like, there's more than just the surface level. Yeah, I rap, I drop music, I do shows. Yeah. There's so much more on the behind the scenes. Do you feel like as your career has progressed, you've kind of like you've mastered some of those like behind the scenes things a little more? Or is that still a work in progress?
It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
Just because I'm getting into the stage of my life now where I don't want to feel too comfortable with what I think I know or what I think I may be aware of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's more and more that you're going to learn every time when you're dealing with this kind of industry. Like, it's entertainment. You would never be the best entertainer if just you comfortable with what you know how to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's like a rapper thinking that he can just not experience different sounds. I'm going to just rap my way through. You know, it don't work like that. You got to keep trying to evolve. So, yeah, it's definitely every day just something new.
Yeah, as the industry keeps evolving, and it does, like year over year, you got to too, right? So one of those big changes over the years to the music industry has been like TikTok, social media, and whatnot. I feel like a lot of artists have like very conflicting opinions about their social media presence and having to be on TikTok and whatnot, stuff like that. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I'm still new to social media just because even as long as I had a social media, I never was that active with it. Like,
yeah.
I always knew the comment things about it, like, post and comment, like all of the new things that they got coming with us, like, especially for me to be as young as I am, it don't even make sense, but I was just never into it like that, you know what I'm saying? So even with the TikToking and all of that, like, especially as being an artist now, that's important. And that's still kind of new to me, like, I don't know how to make the videos and make them look good. I don't want to just look in the way too, because at the end of the day, it's my brand. I'm trying to present it well. So it's all a learning progress, man. But I don't complain about it.
Nah, I mean it's a great way to
that's
connect.
the whole purpose of having a team. You know, they help me when I lack. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean the team aspect, like you said, sometimes maybe the videos that you're thinking of are like not what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Get the team on it, brainstorm some ideas and whatnot. At the very least, it's like a great way to just connect with the fan base and whatnot, right? So I think that aspect is so huge for artists on the rise, like staying in touch with their fans, because it makes them feel like they're part of the journey, you know? Yeah. Have you ever had any like crazy fan interactions in real life or social media?
It was only once in Detroit. I was pumping my gas one day, and I was with my kids. I had my kids in the back seat, and I was telling them, I seen them coming already, and I'm like, I mean, I don't know what you're coming over here for. It's only two things, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I just instantly like tried brushing it off before it got to a point. I'm like, yo, I ain't, I'm with my kids right now. I ain't know that. And he wouldn't take no for an answer though. He just, bro, please give me a picture. Please give me a picture. And he like started like, I wouldn't say crying, but he was kind of like getting to the point where he was like, yo, like, bro, please, like. And I'm just like, all right, bro. And
yeah.
it was, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, damn, like, now I understand what people be talking about, like when they, like this a me time right now. It's not the moment for that. That was really my only time experience or something like that.
I feel like you see a lot of that, like with like big A-list celebrities getting like pestered everywhere they go. Yeah, like imagine like going to the grocery store, like you can't do that. Like you can't just go out and do stuff like that.
I mean, I'm to the point now where it's like as long as I'm not, as long as it's not ruining anything that's in my space or coming between the time that I'm spending with certain people I got around me, I don't mind taking a picture.
Yeah.
Like, as being an artist, you know that that's something that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now that I'm aware of that, when I see artists do it, I kind of feel like, it's like an attention thing. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Just take the picture.
Yeah, like you're not gonna hold it down. Like this person's probably spinning your stuff all the time. So
if it wasn't for people like that, you wouldn't be who you is. Or get to where you're going. So it's nothing to show love. It's free.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's something a lot of people forget sometimes. It's like just show a little love, and not just with their fans, but maybe other artists as well. Yeah, people are scared to say, yo, I like that song. I mess with what you're doing over there. Are there any people that you, would consider to be like, I don't know, people that you are just like really trying to work with and build up with over in the foreseeable future?
I mean, like local artists or like bigger artists? Because I got a list on both.
Either.
I sure love to everybody. As far as big artists, you got people like Lil Baby, 42 Dugg, Future, of course. That's one of my favorites. And I always used to like growing up, I always been a fan of people like Kanye and stuff, but I always wanted to know like what is it like to have chemistry with them. Like, you can do a song with anybody, but what's it like having chemistry with a person? Because his thought process is, I be feeling like we got certain kind of similarities, but he's real creative on that side, and that's the kind of stuff I be into. Like I feel like without that, a lot of people's music just be dull. Like a lot of people got good music, don't get me wrong, but creativity is where I kind of really be looking into. And he's one of the ones that
He's one of them. One of the goats of our generation. Regardless of what else is happening in his world, that music is forever. That music.
My final was Boosie though, because Boosie's real life is the most like. I feel like that's the rawest you're gonna get, and that's what I grew up on. Like, he the one who really made me feel like, all right, I can speak what's really going on and not feel bad about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he gave me that mood, so yeah.
Nah, you got to. That's some real style right there, Boosie. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So how old are you?
25.
25, and you said you got kids.
Yep.
Yeah. So, being a father. And being in the world of music, of course, you got to travel, you got to do these things. How do you balance those two things?
Really, I don't, if we're being technical.
Yeah.
I just, whatever free time I have or whenever I get the chance to even like sneak it in, I don't care if it's 5 minutes. If I'm passing the house, it's like but my kids is at the age also to where they know what's going on. Like, they don't want for anything. But they do got to, like, they understand now, like, all right, daddy got to work.
Yep.
Because even if they didn't, I still explain it to them to understand, like, y'all don't, daddy want to make sure y'all in a situation when y'all older that y'all not gonna worry about the risk that I had to take when I was younger.
Yep.
Because what if I'm still having to take risks to provide y'all when y'all older, and you know, and anything could happen as far as me doing those kind of things. So I, you know, sometimes it's the risk that most people not willing to take.
Yeah.
But I had to like almost preach to myself like for a year or two to like understand that, like, you know, you can still be a good father, but
yeah,
sometimes you got to risk the time to actually become something, or you can just risk the time to lose away from it.
Yeah. I mean, that's, in my opinion, being a good father, providing right there. I mean, you're looking out for their future, doing your thing, chasing your dreams, and that's also sets like a good example for them too, to show them like, yo, I'm out here doing this and making a life, making a living off of it. Someday you can do something similar as well. And so now that you're living down in Florida, you said you're in Orlando. Mm-hmm. Were you in Miami for a little bit there? Or?
Yeah. I was in Orlando when I first moved there. I ended up getting a spot on Biscayne. It was right there on Brickell on the River.
Yeah.
I was running into a lot of celebrities and shit while I was up
yeah.
there. I just started hanging out in Miami like way more often, but I'm always back and forth, so I really be around like the whole Florida.
I was gonna say, it's a city of like, you know, glitz and glam, party life. You never know who you're gonna run into out there. Did you ever have like a welcome to Miami moment where you're like, damn, this is what they're talking about?
I got some stuff going viral on my Instagram right now from a situation.
Oh, word.
So I'm not even gonna bring that up no more. But another one it was really like a wake up call. Like, all right, I'm really in the mix a little too much. Like, I'm ahead of my time right now, because we go to I forgot what it was called. Victory. We in Victory.
Yeah.
So James Harden and Megan Thee Stallion had it basically blocked off for the night.
Yeah.
So they was controlling it. Security at the door, they take your phones when you come in. So me and my homies, we go in there. We get a section. As soon as I turn my back, it's Megan Thee Stallion. Her back is touching my back. She's sitting on top of the chair. I'm sitting on top of the chair. So I'm looking. I'm like, what the fuck is Megan Thee Stallion doing behind me? I look up, and James Harden, he just walking around the whole club. Like, eyeing everybody. Like on some crazy shit. And I'm like, all right, this kind of, you know, it was like a wake-up moment. But then the second time, we went to Swan, which is Pharrell's nightclub out there.
Yeah.
It's like a little restaurant / club or something like that. So Meek and them was in there while we was in there. One of my homegirls from New York, her name's Shardashian. She was having a birthday. So she had a section, and then I heard the DJ saying, like, Meek and them here, bro, whoop. And, like, I had certain relationships with certain people over there, like Taco or whatever. So I text him and I said, yo, like, we in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to come over there and link with y'all. So he had security come and get me from the DJ booth. Meek say, oh, tell your people come over here. We going to extend the session. Like, you know, I ain't know y'all was in here. So I bring the girl who I'm with over there. He like, oh, you be with the same females as me? Oh, you lit. You woo. I'm like, oh, man, like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a crazy moment. And next thing you know, we see Rihanna on the way. Like, we walking out, we see Rihanna.
Damn.
My engineer at the time, his name 24K, and he the one pointed it out. He like, Drew, look. And I was looking so crazy because I'm so drunk. But I'm like, nah, I can't let her see me like this. This is a bad impression right now.
First impression, everything.
And that was really the craziest moments I ever had. Like, as far as, you know, it kind of hit me like, oh, yeah, I'm in the mix.
Yeah.
I got to step it up.
Yeah. Man, I mean, that's got to be crazy, and like just kind of like a damn like wake up moment, but also like, oh, I'm here. It's motivation time. Like, let's get it.
Nah, but like just being in Miami, you will see Drake all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I see because usually when he there, like the first time I seen him, he had, you know, he got that the Chrome Heart Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like that, and like fucking, my bad if I'm cussing. Like 20 black trucks behind it, and they just blocking off every street. It had police escorts. I'm like, yeah.
Is this the president? Like,
it's definitely Drake. He moved like the president.
That's nuts.
Yeah, the whole Miami scene is crazy.
Man, well, it sounds like you got some good stories out of it so far. And like I said, the motivation, seeing all these people must be crazy. Yeah. You've been putting out music. It's mostly singles out right now, right?
Yep.
And I noticed that you kind of always have like music videos for maybe not every single, but a lot of them. Yeah. Is the visual aspect like something that you're very like, oh, we got to have videos to tell the story, or?
Not necessarily. Mm-hmm. It's just me. In my case, I just feel like I want people to see the way that I express this music, because I know sometimes people might. You got to think, like, a lot of people don't know you too well to just go off your sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a point you can start doing all of that when you get, like, solidified, or when people is actually looking for what you're putting out.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm at that point yet. So I'd rather just give them, you know, a visual, like, to basically see where I'm coming from.
Well, brand recognition, so they know who it is. Yeah.
For sure.
No, I think that's super important. And with the singles aspect, do we have a project on the way at some point here?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Don't got an official date for the project, but it's titled "I Am Not Who I Was."
I'm not who I was.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's gonna be coming real soon. But we have the first single called "Book Bag Kid" that's gonna be being released on the 21st.
Nice. So coming right up.
Yep.
Man, the hype must be real. Is this like your first project since you've been like kind of on this wave?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I never put out a body of work. Like, it was other people like leaking bodies of work and stuff.
Yeah.
I never really had the chance to put out like a body of work, and that's something that I take big, because I want my body of work to real life be like a work of art. You know what I'm saying? I want people to be like, yeah, that was well put together. That was nice thought into it.
Yeah, I think that's the cool part about making a project as opposed to just the singles here and there, is you can really like refine all the little details and make everything intertwine, you know, transition from song to song or whatever it might be. The artwork, everything, just kind of like the major rollout aspect of it, you know, must be different from, I mean, a lot of artists kind of just like are like, yeah, drop a song, promote it for a few weeks or whatever. But with an album, it's like, oh, we got to give this all the legs possible.
Yeah. It's important to match the gas with, I feel like, everything you do. Like, that's one thing I don't want to be into is, you know, I get big enough one day and just be like, oh, well, I could do this and this is going to go on its own. Or I could just, like, nah, I want real strategies put behind everything I do. I want the best outcome I could get as possible.
Yeah.
You know, utilizing every resource and every outlet as possible. Just, you know, making sure it works. Yeah, I don't want to go for none of the okie doke, man. It's too many bots and games out here.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta make sure you cut above, right? So leave no stone unturned. Do we have any features we could talk about on the project?
Yeah. I mean, so I had just dropped a snippet of the one me and Vezo got coming.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites right now that's actually on the project. Not only because, you know, he from the crib, but he, you know, he one of my favorite right now. He doing his thing. Got LPP Pooty. That's somebody who I built, you know, strong chemistry with. We got great music together. Me and him actually got a whole project that's gonna come out, but you know, that's a different conversation. Let me see who else. I got features with 7th Streeter. Just really a few people. It's some that's in the work, not yet, you know, completed on the business side, so I don't want to speak too early.
Yep.
Definitely got a lot in mind and a lot coming with a lot of different artists. Even artists that I got relationships with, like, you know, Wiz and them. They not on the project, but still, like, we talk about it.
Absolutely.
So hopefully it come, and if the time right. I ain't the one that try to force anything or force a, you know, song, because I'm not the type to just send a record either. I want to be in the actual studio. I want to build. So
get that chemistry right.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any features on songs with other artists coming out that you're hyped about?
Not really.
No.
I mean, like, it's a few conversations, but, you know, like I said, until the business handle, I don't want to speak on nothing that ain't. Because it's more than just going in the studio and, you know, taking somebody's feature money. It ain't just...
yeah, absolutely.
I ain't going to speak on that yet.
That's fair. So you mentioned Wiz, and you're 25, so he probably was coming onto the scene at a time where, like, you know, some formative years for you. Because I remember I was in high school. I'm 29. I was in high school when Wiz was, like, really starting to pop, and, you know, everyone's, like, out here bumping Kush and OJ and, like, stuff like that. How would you say, like, that time period, are there any other artists from that era besides, like, somebody like Wiz that were, like, I'd say the Dat Piff mixtape era?
I'd say Meek.
Yeah.
Like, Meek always been one of my favorites, like, as far as the actual rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had really put things in perspective, like, you know, my life shit that I can adapt to and that I'm familiar with. So you got him. You got. I mean, I guess you could say like Future.
Yeah.
But as far as people who I have a relationship with, nah, not really.
Yeah.
And then there's not really nobody who around that time, even if they did have me thinking that, probably not no more.
Yeah.
They probably done lost me in the time being. So, yeah, Will's definitely one of the ones who kept that era strong.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt. That's not a question.
You kind of have like a melodic aspect to your music.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying something like, you don't want to just like rap, it can get a little monotonous to do the same thing. Do you feel like singing is something that you kind of want to incorporate more as you keep going?
Definitely.
Or? Yeah.
For one, I feel like singers make more money than rappers, right?
Yeah.
Right, so
I mean, why is Drake always doing R&B projects,
And two, I feel like it's easier for me to express that way. I can be more emotional on a song. I could be more, like upfront with, like I could just explain more when I'm singing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easier to express. And that's at least how I feel about it when I do sing. But not only is it that, but I feel like I like the sound more.
Yeah.
Like it just give you a different feeling when you can, like I be riding in the car listening to my singing records and it'd be like, damn, am I really Justin Bieber? You know what I'm saying? Like I be feeling like I'm doing that for real. So it's like, it just make me feel like, that's something that I want to get into more. And I want when I be hearing my voice, other people, I don't know how other people take it, right? But when other people sing, say, how you people who don't know how to sing, but they swear they can sing, they might really feel like that, because I be feeling like that. Like, I real life be feeling like I could sing, so, like, I be wanting to take that more serious. It's just something that I could step into and, explore.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, people who sing, who can't sing but think they can, I host a karaoke night every week. I hear that all the time. All the time. Since we're talking about that, have you ever done karaoke before?
So look, me and one of my homies, right? We was at this club in Tampa, and we didn't even know it was like a karaoke type of thing. We just went there to have some drinks, and we had some people meeting us up there. But for the meanwhile, we was getting drunk. We ended up getting too drunk. Yeah. And they started playing hip hop music. So we went up there, and right when they started playing hip hop music, when we went up there, they went right back to an R&B song when it was our turn. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nah, I ain't want to. I thought we was about to rap. I was about to sing. And he like, nah, man, we got to go ahead and just rock out. Like, we just having fun. And there was a bunch of, like, older people in there. So we like, man, they ain't, what they going to do? Posters? Like, who going to see it? So we really just went in there and did it and had fun. It was a hell of an experience. But
that's funny. Yeah, my go-to karaoke song, Return of the Mac, Mark Morrison.
Yeah.
I gotta hit that every time. I just think it's funny that you mentioned that, because I hear that every week. Yeah, people who can't sing that think they can, but it's all fun. I mean, singing's supposed to be about expression and having fun, so it is what it is. Yeah. I was looking at your YouTube page, and I noticed the song. I was listening to this song, Ice Cube.
Okay.
I was a couple years old.
Yeah.
You got a bar on there, I believe you say, I was shooting threes on that corner like I'm Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Are you a basketball fan?
A little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sweet at basketball. I could, I could do somebody nasty in basketball, but I don't really watch too much basketball.
All right. I had to ask. I'm a diehard Celtics fan. Absolutely love basketball. I grew up playing ball, too.
I got a nice little team now.
Yeah.
Y'all always had a team, especially when you had all of the, you know who y'all done had, but
they gotta get to the top though.
I still gotta go wherever LeBron goes.
Yeah. Hey, he only got a few years left. We keep saying, but he's probably gonna face it like 50.
He got a nice little run in him, man. Even if so, I'm still blessed with what he gave us.
Oh man,
he put that work in the whole time.
It's, as a Celtics fan, I automatically had to be a little bit of a LeBron hater, but as the years went on, I just let go of that, because you gotta appreciate greatness while it's here.
For sure.
So don't hate, just appreciate the greatness.
Yeah. For sure.
So you said you grew up, you played basketball a little bit growing up. Yeah. All right, next time you up here, maybe we were talking about having you up for hot summer or something like that. We gotta get you on the court.
Oh, no, that's something that we definitely could do. I was just so I ain't picked up a basketball in like a year, but when we was just at a studio when we was doing a feature with Vez, they had a basketball court in there, man. I was getting busy, man.
Yeah.
I still got it. You know what I'm saying?
What's your specialty? You a 3-point shooter? Or?
Really going to the lane.
Yeah.
I mean, I could shoot.
Yeah.
I could shoot, but going to the lane really my thing, because I don't really think there's nobody who could guard me.
Yeah.
It's like you got to be like a glove to guard me. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Jay Jullio out here saying he can't be guarded. He can't be guarded. That's anytime I can talk hoops, I gotta throw it in a little bit. I love basketball, so that's my stuff. So yeah, when I was looking at your YouTube, I noticed like, you know, there's some older stuff there, and you know, I've made a little music since high school, and I think about some of the stuff that I made back when I was like just starting. Yeah, and like I can't help but be like, man, I said that. Like, so I'm curious, do you ever have moments where like you hear some of your older stuff and you like cringe a little bit, or do you just accept it as part of the journey?
I just accept it as part of the journey. I used to think like that though too. I used to always tell myself like, man, I just wish I could just go and delete all that shit off my phone. But now I see it and it's like, well, at least if somebody does happen to find it or come across it, they can expect, or you know, they can see the progress. Like, man, he grown, like he grew a lot. And man, I got music out that's literally so long ago. Like I started dropping music when I was like 14. Yeah. Like when my homeboy and them just had the little, you know, play little setups on the radio and stuff. Yeah. Like I used to go to school passing out my little 5-song CD out and stuff, and you know, it was But people can see the growth, and it's a lot of people who acknowledge that. Like I get DMs from people who I used to go to school with, and be like, I never expected for it to be what it is now. Yeah. So it's like I appreciate, you know, the ones who do acknowledge it.
No, I think it's cool to see.
I ask that they don't judge me if y'all don't. You know, like if that happens to be the first song you come across, do not judge me now.
Check the date.
Not. Yeah. You know, definitely a time for me.
Nah, it's. I think it's always funny to see. Like, it's cool to see the growth. It's cool to see the progress. And like for the artists themselves, it's cool to look back and be like, damn. Yeah. That's what I was doing then. Look what I'm doing now. Like, it's a cool journey to be a part of. So when you are making music, you get in the studio, what's your process like? Do you get in the booth and punch in? Are you somebody who like takes their time and writes? Do you work on multiple songs in a session? Like,
I ain't wrote music in probably about like a cool 4 or 5 years.
Oh, really?
I mean, I always wrote music. I've been writing music since I was about 8 years old, but I had stopped writing music a couple of years ago. Yeah. I had seen my brother Sada, he was recording, and like I was liking the way that he was doing the punching and method and all that, and it was just, it's more natural because when I write, I tend to like think or put too much in it. I feel like I be having like too much to say, like I want to express so much, so it's like I, you know, get my little cup going and it just come out. Like it's more natural, it's more understanding, it's more fluent. I rock with that process way more. With the punching. Yeah.
Kind of lets you feel the beat a little more. Yeah. 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 I feel like that's a process that like it can be really tough to do. Like you know, like not everyone can do that. It's hard to like think and be that creative on the spot. So I definitely have a massive appreciation for that. I think, you know, everyone has a different process. It's always cool to hear what other artists do. Do you prefer being in the studio making music or being on stage performing?
In the studio making music for sure, but I love performing. I haven't really had much performances, but I do love performing. Yeah, because I don't know, I'm just an expressive person. Yeah. So, and I feel like it's somebody who watching me. Yeah. I don't think of it as like, oh, let me entertain them. I think of it as, you know, it's like my way of talking to you without talking. Yep. Like just watch me real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like every artist got their own way to look at it, so that they can be comfortable with performing. Because if not, you know, motherfuckers probably not gonna deliver too well. Yeah. Yeah. I still want to practice on it though before I do hit those big stages because I don't want to look goofy.
Nah, I think that's important because sometimes you see those videos of people who like their first performance is like Rolling Loud, and it's like, do you know that you're in front of these people?
I'm not a shy person though. Like don't get me wrong, I'm laid back, I'm chill. Like I'm very, you know, laid back. But when it comes down to that, it's like that's why I say I just need my cup. When I get my cup, you get the rawest version. I promise you.
Come out the show.
It's bad to say, but it's the truth. You give me my cup and you'll understand.
Come out the show. I feel you. Nah, I think the live performance aspect is so important because, like, sometimes you get up on that stage and, you know, say you are at a place where it's like a festival or something. Yeah. A lot of people in the crowd don't know you. So this is their first impression, and first impressions matter. You might be able to create a couple super fans off of that first performance because they're like, damn, he crushed it, as opposed to, like, just hearing your song and being like, oh, that song's dope, add it to playlist, I'll hear it. Maybe I'll check out some more. If you crush that first performance and that's their first impression, I think that creates super fans.
Yeah, for sure. My girlfriend was just telling me about that the other day. Like, she didn't like Rod Wave at first.
Yeah.
Which was surprising to me. But
yeah.
she said that, and then she was like, my friend drugged me to one of his shows, and now I'm like a diehard fan.
Yeah.
Like, I really liked his performance, and now I'm understanding the music a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, that's definitely an important part. You got artists out here getting $500 to $1 million a show, and it's for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People want to see you perform. So yeah, that's definitely big when it comes down to what I got going on.
Yeah, well, speaking of what you got going on, 2024 is on the horizon. I know we got a project on the way. We're gonna have a tour to follow. What are we looking forward to in 2024?
Everything, man. Projects. Hopefully, more and more projects. Just keep working, dropping consistency. Fire singles, fire visuals, fire, collaborations with other artists.
Yeah.
Just more to come. Every time we do something, we just want it to be better and better and better than the last. Next move better than the last move, and
make things happen.
Yeah, just keep making it happen.
Yes, sir. Now we're gonna finish out with some lightning questions real quick, and we'll get you on the road here. I know we got Boston next. We got some other things going on, so I don't want to take up too much of Jay Jullio's time. So let's jump into this. Favorite video game as a kid?
Ooh, Crash Bandicoot,
Ooh.
Crazy Taxi, Dragon Ball Z. Of course, Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto the favorite.
You ready for that GTA 6?
Oh yeah. You got WWE, WWE. You got SmackDown and all that.
Yeah.
I grew up on all that.
Some good picks right there. I like it. Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl. All right. It's okay to split the bill on the first date. True or false?
No.
Good man. Good man.
You ain't willing to take care. If you don't like her enough to take care of a bill, you shouldn't be taking out you.
Facts. Speak on it. All right. Dream collab. Future.
Kanye West.
Kanye.
Lil
Good picks. What was your first job? Was it
Never
this?
had a job.
Never had a job. So it's this. Making music. Doing your thing as an artist. We like it. Any fears you've overcome in your life?
Spiders, snakes. I used to always be scared of the dark growing up.
Yep.
I don't know why.
I think the dark, we all kind of have that.
It's like when the light cut off, the coat on the door just used to look like a goddamn Monster Inc. thing coming out the door or something. Like, it just used to always get me, but yeah, that was my fears.
Yeah, turning off the lights and going upstairs and just being like, someone's chasing me.
Oh my goodness.
One time somebody gave you advice, but you stuck with your gut and it worked out.
My principal one time tried to have me. Well, he tried to give me game on like how to get a girl that I like. Yeah. And I didn't follow that because I knew, I always, I've been pushing P, so. Yeah. That ain't no issue. I ain't followed that, and it got me way further.
There we go. Don't listen to your principal. Yeah. Rule number 1.
Ain't my mama or my daddy.
What would you say to your ex?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Enjoy.
I wish I could say some other words. I can't.
They on that side now. Yeah. Do you have any hidden talents?
I be flipping. I be doing like impressions of other people.
Yeah.
That's really about it.
What's your go-to impression? I'm not gonna ask you to do it, so don't worry. But
my go-to impression, it'd be the guy off I forgot his name, but off Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
That's my go-to every time.
Classic movie.
No,
Pedro?
Not that one. Yeah.
Oh, not Napoleon himself.
Yeah, Napoleon. I'm tripping. I'm talking about I remember his name. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Oh, that's funny. Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, no. Classic. Oh, Borat. No, you're talking about Borat. Borat. Yeah. Borat's a classic. Christmas coming up. Number one thing on your Christmas list.
I ain't never really had a Christmas, man, so I'll be really just not focused on holidays. Like,
yeah.
I don't really care for, I just want to see everybody happy, so I make sure other people are happy, but Like, I ain't never really had no holidays for real.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, I did, but, you know, I was like, I ain't had a holiday since I was like after like 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why you're out here trying to make those Christmases special for your kids, right?
No, for sure.
Yes, sir.
As long as my babies get everything they want, I don't care about none of that other stuff. Like,
absolutely.
everybody can leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Happiest moment of your life thus far?
When I had all my kids. When I had my kid. Every time I've had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2, right?
My 3 babies.
3?
Yeah.
3.
2 daughters, 1 son.
All right, cool. One word to describe Jay Jullio.
God-fearing.
God-fearing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like the
Ambitious.
pick. Yeah, ambitious.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Do people ever call you Jay Jullio?
All the time. I then got to the point where I don't even correct them. I just be like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Either one, it don't matter.
Yeah. That's funny because I feel like, you know, obviously people are going to be like, oh, Julio, right? Yeah, I feel you. People messing up names. At some point, you just got to kind of accept it, right? You know? Here in Maine, the state motto is the way life should be. Mm-hmm. So in the words of Jay Jullio, what is the way life should be?
The way life should be. An experience. It should be, you know, learning. All about elevating. Peaceful at the end of the day. I feel like, you know, problems only happen when people make them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just don't do what they need to do for them to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, life should be great overall, though, man. It's too short for, you know, anything. It takes too much energy and time to be mad at things that you're not gonna be mad at tomorrow. There's no telling what action you might make out of emotion. So everything you do should be a positive outcome, and that's how I be trying to, you know. I never heard of the main slogan out here, but that is something that, you know, I kind of be going by every day. Like, you know, life should be this way. No matter what I go through, I still try to make life. By the end of the day, I try to make it a better situation.
Yeah.
So
that's all we can do.
I go by that. That's a good one.
All we can do is stay positive, make our way. That's why I say, how could you be mad today? That's mine. So, you know, Jay Jullio, anything you want to let the people know where they can find you? Anything before you dip out of here?
All social medias, Jay Jullio, JayJullio. New project coming, no date on it yet. I am not who I was. Just look out for it. New single coming out November 20th. I'm talking about November. December 21st, my bad. December 21st, right before Christmas. Y'all go ahead, look out for that single and video dropping. And we're going to follow up with something special before that if we get the right, the right feedback or whatever. As long as y'all stay in tune, we're going to give y'all something to stay tuned in.
Yes, sir. Well, we're looking forward to following the journey, seeing what happens, having you back up in Maine at some point down the road here, and wishing you the best of luck, my friend.
Thank you, man. Appreciate y'all
for having
me.
Hot Radio Maine all day long.